myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I.
Come on, keep going. We're almost there. The blistering snow comes at them. Keep going. We're almost there. Will the snow turn into rain? Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Whoop, whoop. That's rain. Whoop, whoop. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then it changes the season. The blistering heat. We're almost there. We're almost at the top. We're almost there. Years went by until one day they finally made it to episode Sesenta, Siete. Episode Siete, un fuerte. Welcome to me, myself, and I. I'm a little loud. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm just excited because if you're listening to this right now, at this very second, right at this moment, it's probably not April 1st because you're probably at work, and then when you get home, you don't want to deal with the stuff, so you're probably listening to this on a Tuesday. If you're listening to this on a Wednesday or a Thursday, maybe Friday, Saturday, next week, I just want to wish you right now, happy April Fool's Day. April Fools! I got you. Didn't I trick you? April Fools. April Fools. It's a comedian's holiday. If you think about it, April Fools is our holiday. It's our day to run amok. It's our day to speak our mind. And then people are like, are you serious? No. April Fools. You really think I'm an idiot? Absolutely. Just kidding. April Fools. But I really mean it. It's our holiday. So run amok, comedians. If you're on stage, run amok. If you're not, don't hate. Okay? That's one thing about April Fools. You can't have any hatred in your heart, comedians. If you call yourself a comedian, you cannot have hatred. You can have bitterness, but you can't have hatred. There's a difference. Bitterness means you're technically mad at yourself for not being successful. That's why you have bitterness. And then, but then when you get that success, then all that bitterness goes away, and then you treat people really nice, right? If you have hatred, you treat people like shit all the way, and then when you're on top, you're still treating people like shit. If you think you have hatred, go fuck yourself. April Fools. Really, Mike? Just kidding. I don't like you. Anyways, hi. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. I want to know how yous. That's That's what I sound like. I want to know how was your weekend, huh? Forget about it. I know you went one way and I went the other, and we're like, oh, let's listen to the podcast here on Me, Myself, and I podcast. Cause use peoples. You need to listen, and you need to have some fun. Mike needs to lower his voice. That's what his New Year's resolution should be, because use people understands what use means. Do you understand what use means here on Me, Myself, and I podcast? I didn't freaking think so. Get out of here. Anyways, how was your weekend? I want to know. If you tell me your weekend, the first 5 people that email me how was their weekend wins a Mike B shirt. How are you going to email me? All you got to do is email me at mmipodcast19@gmail.com and you will win a Mike B t-shirt. Do you know what a Mike B t-shirt looks like? No, you probably don't, but it doesn't matter because it's free. It's coming your way. First 5 people, email me. Tell me what your weekend was like. How much fun did you have? I hope you had a wonderful time this weekend, because I did. I had a great weekend. It was stressful on Friday. It was stressful because Friday was the eve before Top Dog Comedy. Top Dog Comedy was on that Saturday, but on Friday, myself and the headliner, Chicago Steve Barkley, we were on TV. We were on Fox 40/Studio 40, and we had a wonderful time on television. If you don't know who Chicago Steve Barkley is, you need to know who he is, because he is a headliner. He's been performing for the past 40 years. He's been on HBO, Showtime. He won ABC's America's Funniest People. And he's so goddamn funny. He is really, really, really funny. And I learned a lot just by watching him. I mean, I'm funny. I'm naturally funny, but just watching him work while we were at the studio beforehand, how he's just getting the jokes and just being funny and just getting mentally prepared, and him and I were magic. We had such a fun time on television. We were just laughing all the time and with different voices and just playing. And the host loved us. Again, thank you, Studio 40 and Fox 40, for having both of us, me and Steve Barkley, on your show and allowing us to do whatever we wanted. That's what I love. I love going on television when people allow us comedians to be who we are. I can't stand it when you go on TV or radio as a comedian and the people that are presenting try to be funnier than the comedian. I don't understand it. You hired us to be on TV to let us do whatever we want, and you say, well, this is my show, and welcome. Hey, just want to let you know that we have comedian Mike Betancourt here. I remember one time I was on radio. I'm not going to say the station's name. I'm not going to say where, but I'll tell you the experience, because he was very corny. Very corny and it wasn't, I will allow people to be corny because I get it. It's not easy to be funny. But when you're a dick about it, I'm not okay with that. He actually thought he was the funniest person. Oh, look who we have here. We have another comedian. We have comedian Mike Betancourt performing at which comedy club? Just kidding. No one knows who you are. That's why you're on the station. Right? Wah, wah, wah. They always have a wah, wah, wah button right by their side. Wah, wah, wah. Wasn't that funny, my co-host, who's an idiot? Yeah, buddy, I think you're right. I just don't believe that the comedian that has been performing for the past 14 years is funnier than both of us combined. Actually, we are. Comedians are funnier than corny DJs. I'm not saying all DJs are not funny, but I'm saying all DJs are not funny. I wish I could say April Fools. I'm just kidding. April Fools. No, I'm not. I get it. I understand. You have your guard up. It's intimidating to be around funny comedians because you want to outdo the comedian, and there's no need to. We're not here to bully you saying, hey, I'm funnier than you. Step out of my way, and I'm funnier than you. Yeah, you. No, you don't need to. Okay, you don't. If you're a radio DJ and you're very defensive, and when comedians come to your show and you just get really angry and you try to shit on us, you don't need to. We're here to have fun. That's all we're here to do. Same thing with TV. That's all we're here to do is just have fun. We're not here to. There's no need for a competition. Okay, we're just part of the party. We're not the party. We're just part of the party. But when you come to the comedy club and see us perform that night, yeah, it's a party because we're the show. But while we're on television, while we're on radio, let us just have fun. And that's what Fox 40 and Studio 40 did. They allowed us to have fun. And they laughed and they enjoyed it. And they see there's no need for us to outdo these comedians because they allowed us, and I'm so grateful and thankful for them to be like that. It's such a weight off our shoulders, you know? Being a comedian, you have to fight everything every single day. You have to fight for a spot. You have to fight to think about new jokes. You have to constantly think about, it does not shut off. And then when you go on stage, you gotta, you know, you don't know if there's going to be anything can happen anytime. So when we go to a studio that loves us, it's a breath of fresh air. And I've been on to a couple of them. And I do appreciate the people that allow us to let us do what we do. And the ones that don't like us or just don't like comedians, why have us on your show? Why? If you don't like us, why have us on your show? I'm sure you'll have a say about it. If you don't like comics, then don't have us. Plain and I'd rather hear the truth than being backstabbed or trying to derail us live on radio because we perform live. We're used to live stuff. Okay, so we're not better than anyone. We're just funny. That's it. We're just funny people, and we just want to have fun. And being on television with Chicago Steve Barkley was fun. I listened to him. I watched him. I saw how he worked, and we responded well with each other. It was magic. If you get a chance, I'll find the link, and I'll have the link posted on my website. It's, oh, God, I can't wait for you guys to watch it. It's fun. It's very, especially with the bearded competition. We had a bearded competition at the end of our promotions, and we were the judges for this bearded competition. And there was this one bearded guy that was big, like 6'7", huge beard, and just did the chewy. He actually did that on TV. And there's this other guy who looked like he was a bad guy. He's like, yes, I will. And then there's this girl. She had a beard, and it wasn't a real beard, but she made a beard. It was very nice. It was very nice, cute, purple grapes. It was wonderful. And there was this other guy that tried to be a badass. He tried. He had this very intimidating goatee, very long, black. He had this denim Triple H jacket. If you don't know who Triple H is, look him up. He always wears the denim. It's a wrestling thing. He has that denim leather jacket with spikes on his shoulder pads, bunch of patches all over his denim shirt, his denim jacket, trying to look like a badass, got sunglasses. He had his hat. He had a black Union hat, right? And I noticed something on his jacket. And I was like, he has a Confederate patch on his jacket. So when he came up, to be judged, we were all looking at him, and I said, let me ask you one question. I said this on television. I said, let me ask you one question. Why are you wearing a Confederate patch with a Union hat? He had no idea what to say. He's like, and then the host and co-host are like, he's a little confused, Mike. Don't worry about it. And I was like, know your history. Know your history. Okay, if you're going to go Rebels, then go Rebels all the way. Wear the gray hat, okay? Were you wearing the Union hat to match your shoes, your boots, your black boots, trying to look like a badass? Okay, if you're going to wear a Confederate flag, then you need to wear General Lee hat. It's gray, okay? You can't combine both. Can't be a badass and try to have my Confederate brand of my Confederacy. The South shall rise again, and the top of my hat is the Union. And Abraham Lincoln says, no, it won't. I say, yes, it will, because it's the Confederacy. I'm conflicting with myself. That's what I'm doing. It was good. And we had a great time. And you know what? Afterwards, Chicago Steve Barkley and I, we sat down, we had lunch together, because I like to do that. I like to keep it old school, okay? There's something about having lunch or sitting down and breaking bread, because I've heard of Chicago Steve Barkley for many years, and it was my first time actually sitting down and working with him, and we've talked over the phone, and we've messaged, and for us to finally sit down and break bread and begin a friendship, because he's such a cool guy. He is such a cool guy. And he told me his life history, and I told him about mine, and it was just wonderful just sit down and break bread with him. And he came an hour out of his way to come down to be on television with me, and then he had to drive an hour out of his way again and then come back down the next day. And that means a lot, you know? That really means a lot. And Saturday was great. Everybody was there. And you know what? Before the show, I'm not going to lie, I love producing shows and I love performing comedy, but man, it's just really nerve-wracking. It is. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's a responsibility, because, you know, I'm not just a comic anymore. I want to make sure everyone has a good time. I want to make sure everything runs smoothly. I gotta worry, not worry, but I want to make sure my performance is good, because if you have a shitty host, that's just going to derail everything, you know? And there's a lot going on, and I want to make sure everyone's comfortable and having a good time. And big thank you to Squeeze In Burgers. Sacramento. They brought their food truck, and everyone said amazing things about it. And it was right before the show started at Dreamy Dog Brewery. It was parked right in front of it, and people lined up, and they were eating, and I heard laughter, and there was music. And Dave and Liz Brown from Dreamy Dog Brewery just completely opened their arms up to Top Dog Comedy. They truly understand and love what we've provided. And it was packed. It was sold out. Second show, sold out. And the only reason why it was sold out is because Elk Grove gave a lot of love. And I really appreciate you. If you're listening to this and you were at the Top Dog Comedy Show, thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for laughing. And thank you for having a great time. Because every single comedian just absolutely destroyed it that night. And I'm very proud to say that. Not just to say like there was a couple laughters. It was the whole night was just a roar. People were roaring. Aurora. People are Aurora Borealis. Cialis. People were laughing. They were having a blast. Wendy Lewis was my opening act. I booked her as opening act. And I think she's been doing it under 5 years, but she is sharp. She is getting stronger, and her work ethics are amazing, and everyone loved her. Right when I did about 10, 15 minutes, I brought Wendy up, and the momentum just kept going, and they loved her. Absolutely loved her. And then the feature act, Nick Larson, I am very proud to see him just absolutely dominate his set. It was fantastic. I was so proud to see that. And, I've seen Nick perform for many years. I've known him. He does so much work. If you like my, Me, Myself, and I podcast art, because Nick Larson, he created that, and he also created the comedy poster for Top Dog Comedy. He's the architect. He's like in the Matrix, when Neo meets the architect in Matrix Reloaded. Well, let me say Neo, the architect, blah, blah. That's who he is. He's so good at what he does. And now he's getting stronger in stand-up. Now he's becoming dangerous, which is great. That's what you need. You need someone technically outstanding, and his performance was outstanding. His riffing, his everything. Phenomenal set. 35 minutes, easy. And then we had to take a break because beer goes right through people. We had to take a break, and beer goes through people. Everyone had to go pee-pee. They had to go to their potty breaks. And it sucked because one of my friends, he went outside to get some tacos from Squeeze In Burgers, and the truck just left. He's like, no. And it sucked for him because he had a designated driver, but he was a little drunk, and he was a lot of stoned. And so when you're crossfading with being drunk and stoned, and you're hungry from Squeeze In Burgers, it just took his soul away. He's like, no, never mind, whatever. I'll guess I'll drink some more beer. It didn't. That's his first world problem. And we had another guest comedian that came through. He heard about Top Dog Comedy, and he drove an hour out of his way to come down to support the show and do a guest spot, and he did a great job. And then the man came up, the myth, the living legend, Chicago Steve Barkley, came out and just conquered that crowd for an hour straight like it was nothing. It was beautiful. I saw a grown man with a small black t-shirt. He probably takes 8 shots of steroids a day, maybe. I mean, he was huge. He was a monster. He was laughing and crying, and his face was red, and he was begging Steve Barkley to stop. Oh my God. No more. No, he was begging no more comedy. Please, no more comedy. Stop. I can't take it. I take shots of steroids 8 times a minute, but I can't handle an hour of listening to wonderful comedy. I can't handle it. I can't. Watching, I wish I took a picture. I really did. I took a mental picture. I will never forget that image. His face was red. He was crying. And you know what? That's why people, when you're at comedy shows, don't film anything. Don't film it. Put your cell phones away. Put it away. Put it on in your car, or just leave it. If you have a sitter, or if you need to text somebody, just put it by your side. I get that, but don't film. There's no need to film. Okay? Enjoy the present moment. I know you want to do it like a concert. People in concerts say, hey, look at me, I'm at the Metallica concert. Yeah. I know that's a wonderful thing. But in stand-up, it's different. You have to just embrace and feel the laughter. It's so loud and vibrant. And you can't get that feeling by recording at the exact same time, because your focus? What is wrong with me today? Your focus, I tell you. You are focused on the comedy when you perform and people make you laugh. And you make the others laugh. Not people make you laugh. You hear me, lad? You make people laugh. And the people will laugh. And they will enjoy it. So there's no need to record. Nah. There's no need to record anything. Just use your mental brain, your mental power, feel the present moment and just laugh. Artkete. I love cracking myself up. I'm not going to lie. It's a thing of mine, if you haven't noticed. If I can't make myself laugh, I can't make others laugh. It was a wonderful night. I'm still just enjoying that moment right now and very thankful. And everyone had a blast. Everyone had a great time. By the way, the next Top Dog comedy show will be at Dreaming Dog Brewery, August 24th. Mark your calendars now. August 24th. Top Dog Comedy, Part 3. Get ready. Because people love it. And people here in Elk Grove, they love it. They need it. People need this laughter. Quality shows, not shitty shows. I can't stand badly produced shitty shows. I can't stand it. Hey, we're going to book 40 different comedians that have the same dick and fart weed pussy joke. Hey guys, want to see my penis? I used to bang this girl and smoke weed. And our next comic, hey, I farted. And the next comic, and the next comic, big. So when people see a comedy show, they think, I don't know. And, that's not what we want to do. We want to raise the bar, and that's why I'm doing this at Top Dog Comedy. I'm raising the bar because comics need an environment to grow. You don't grow in a shitty environment. You grow in an amazing environment, and that amazing environment could not have happened if it wasn't for the people of Elk Grove, if it wasn't for Dreaming Dog Brewery, if it wasn't for Studio 40, Elk Grove Forum, everyone that's on my Facebook, everyone that cares about this, the comedians that I booked. If it's a system. You notice I was doing my thank yous. You notice that? Those were my thank yous of all the people that helped me out. You like that? I threw it in. It's pretty slick, huh? I did a list without doing a Grammy or an Oscar accepted speech. I want to thank you. Thank you. But no, I truly mean it. Thank you. It means a lot. And I don't think I would have had a chance to work with Chicago Steve Barkley and watch his amazing act if it wasn't for Top Dog Comedy. So you guys, we're going to do more. We're going to keep going more. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going more to the top of the mountain like the beginning of the podcast. We're going to keep climbing because Top Dog Comedy, you got to lower your voice, blood. Lower your voice and climb the mountain. Climb the mountain and find the haggis. If you don't climb the mountain, you'll never find the haggis, will ya? I don't know who you are. You forgot how I did that, huh? Here's my Liam Neeson. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. All right, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Okay, I just want to say thank you so much, you guys, and my podcasters. Thank you for listening. Thank you for. Well, I'm sorry. Did you hear that? I'm just doing that. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. I just want to say thank you for listening. You listening and passing these podcast episodes around to your friends and family, that helps out too, and that helps out Top Dog Comedy. It helps you laugh. So thank you. Gee, I wonder what this episode's gonna be called. A Top Dog Thank You. It's called Another Top Dog Thank You. That's what you need to do. Have another top dog. Have another Top Dog Thank You. All right, I'm going to get going. All right, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is sponsored by Waza Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You didn't say it right. You said Jiu-Jitsu. Say it right. This podcast is brought to you by Waza Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You mentioned the Me, Myself, and I podcast. You will get half off the first month of training. You mean I can choke somebody out for half off? Aye, sign me up. I'll be there. So yeah, mention the Me, Myself, and I podcast, and you'll get half off the first month of training. And also, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
I'm ready. I don't know who you are.
All right, here we go. Get your fingers up.
What do you want me to do with my finger up there? I don't do that.
I just want you to say salsa. That's all I want you to do.
You want me to say the salsa? What does that mean?
Here we go. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Salsa! 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 Hey! Hey!